Hello, this is the online guides for mode lighting. This guide is to show you how to connect a control plate to a lighting system that uses a 4-core Mbus data cable. In this example, we're using a 35mm back box which has been chased into the wall and the two cables for the Mbus brought down the wall and into the box, as you can see here and here. It is important that the Mbus is always run as a radial and that it daisy chains between each mode device. You do need to have a terminating resistor at each end of the Mbus cable. The Belden cable should be a 1502R, R for Romeo, and it is available from Mode Lighting and wholesalers. There are single and double plates, and both have the same depth, which is approximately 30mm. The box that is used here is a 35mm box, but it is recessed back a further 10mm from the face of the wall. So double checking the depth. That gives me at least 45mm, which is plenty for the cables to be stripped back, attached to the plate, and then comfortably put at the back of the plate when the plate is seated. Stripping back the insulation, you'll see that the cable consists of 4 conductors, red and black, which we use for red for A, B for black. A is 24 volts, B is 0 volts, and then the blue and white, which are a shielded twisted pair with a screen, and these will be used for C and D. Generally we put blue in C and white in D. Next, remove the foil outer sheathing. Place the screened cables in insulation and connect the ends together with a connector block or a through crimp. Tape up the ends of the cables so that no foil can accidentally touch anything inside of the back of the plate to create a fault. Now we will proceed to strip the ends back so that we can terminate them into the plate. After you've stripped the ends back between 6 and 8mm, you can then proceed to terminate the cables into the plate. As you can see from the plate, we have 2 A terminals, 2 B terminals, 2 C and 2 D. We also have 2 commons and an IP1 and an IP2, which are both for instance, contact inputs, say a retractive switch or a latching switch for an auxiliary purpose. So start with connecting the red to the A terminal. And then the black to the B terminal. And the blue into C. And the white into D. If this was your last plate in line of your radial, then this would be the finished product. On the bottom is the dip switches. all the dip switches 1 to 9 are to set the address of the plate, and the address is set with a binary combination. The value of each dip switch is shown above, so it's 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, which will give you a total of 512 addresses. So for instance, if I wanted this address to be 7, I would put the dip switches 1 to give me the value of 1, 2, which will give me the value of 3, and then 4 will give me the value of 7. Or for instance, if I wanted address 10, I'd apply dip switch 4, which gives me a value of 8, and dip switch 2, which gives me a value of 2, added up to 10. If this was the last plate, I would need to add dip switch 10 for the end of line Mbus terminator, but in this case it is not, so I can proceed to add the other cable. Again, red in A, black in B, blue in C, and white in D. And there you have your plate connected. And now you can put it back on the wall with the screws that came with the box. Here are the screws that you would find in the bottom of the box, and you would also find a spacer. Okay, I recommend the spacer if it's on a solid wall or a plaster finished wall where you've got a recessed box. It'll just give a nice extra little bit of gap so that when you put the faceplate on, it will sit nice and flush. So take the screws out of the packet. You'll see that they're not like normal 3.5 screws. You see there, they've got a very, very low profile head so that the screwless fascia can clip on without any resistance. So I can just add the spacer to the plate. Now to fit the fascia. Here we have a brushed stainless fascia. As you can see from the inside, there are 4 lugs which will lit behind these 4 points here. So working from left to right, place the left hand side over the lugs and just apply pressure with your fingers here. Roughly align it, pressure in the center, and just align the buttons through the holes, and then apply pressure to the top corner, and then you can either apply pressure to the bottom corner or just give it a little tap And just check that all the buttons have got slight movement and none of them are caught behind the plate, and you're done. You might want to ask the builder to fill in some of these holes for you. Thank you for watching.